Let's start with the intros. And we've heard these before, probably a few times, but today already once. Brad.
My name's Brad. I was in charge of the audio today. I'm a developer advocate. I'm done.
And Chuck.
I'm Chuck. You missed my bad joke before, so I'll just leave it at that. We're going through this faster to get to the content.
We're going through it faster. Lisa, this is your first introduction, so let's do it regular, though.
All right, I do the full one then. Okay, my name is Lisa Holenstein. I'm a senior platform outbound product manager at ServiceNow. I'm focusing on enablement at scale for the Now platform. And I'm approaching my 2-year mark of working with these amazing gentlemen in the stream, even though this audio was off. I've been...
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, I've been part of the ecosystem for about 4 years. I worked with a customer as a platform owner and developer, and yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. We're excited to have you here today, Lisa. And I'm Andrew Barnes, developer advocate at ServiceNow. Brings you lovely things like developer.servicenow.com, the blog that's there, the share space that's there, all of our API references. And I just passed my 2-year mark at ServiceNow. And so that means I'm a little bit over 6 years on the platform, and specializing in integrations, custom apps, and large scale development. So with that, no more audio issues, hopefully. And now we will introduce our beverages of choice for the evening. Back
All
around
right.
the same way.
We got the important audio in. So I have an 11 Below Brewing, which is a local brewery, and I have an Oktoberfest. It's a Marzen. That's probably not the right way to pronounce that, is it, Lisa?
Yeah, it's close enough. It's Marzen.
Did you?
This
pick
was
that
my
because
most
it looks
German beer.
It looks like our show's thing.
You know, I didn't even catch that, but yeah, it does.
They're not smiling.
Mugs. Yeah, they're not smiling.
But they have the happy rays.
Yeah, they're happy little mugs.
They have a pretzel in the middle though, which sounds pretty good right now.
What did you bring to the table today, Chuck?
I brought my most German beer, Negro Modelo. Actually, there's a rattler in the fridge, but it's not cold enough yet.
Don't worry.
And what did you bring, Lisa?
I brought a German beer. If you can see it, it's called Bierchen, which is like just the small version of a beer. So it's a staple in our household, and it's really nice.
And let's see, what did I get? Oh, did I have this last week? It's a Highland Brewing's Midnight Summit,
you had a coffee stout last time.
Vanilla milk stout. So I guess they were friends in the cooler, because both Highland Brewing, there's only one more beer left in my fridge, in my whole house.
Isn't that distressing when you have this show every Friday going, what am I going to drink at work?
What am I going to drink at work? All right. Wow. Just threw me all off having to do the intros again. Today, the reason Lisa is here is because we are going to be talking about Process Automation Designer, which is a new feature in Paris. And so we're going to take a existing process that we've got for onboarding meetup chapters. So if you're unaware, over at developer.servicenow.com and connect and then events, you can find our developer meetups there. So we've got a collection of about 65 developer meetups scattered throughout the world right now they're all being done virtually. And so it's really easy right now. The barrier for entry is pretty low to come join one of these because you don't even have to get in your car. You could just join the Zoom.
You
So go
don't even
check
have
those
to put
out.
on pants.
Yeah, well,
Please do.
that's true,
though.
but please do. Accidents
Just in case.
happen. And so we manage, of course, we're ServiceNow developers here in this program, a lot of us. And so we manage the program in apps in ServiceNow. We've highlighted our Meetup app a couple of times, but not too many times. But we do have an app that manages those meetups. And so we've got an integration with meetup.com. And when we onboard a new Meetup chapter, that's a process that we follow. And I talked with Lisa about if it would make sense for us, because I was trying to think about which of our processes was actually like a longer term enough thing to make sense for Process Automation Designer. And it seems like this one was the one that made the most sense. And so that's what we're going to be exploring today. So I will be driving. Lisa's going to be here to help us because she is building a workshop for coming up. Our event that we have is it announceable?
It is.
I think
Okay.
so.
Yes.
I didn't
it's
actually
not,
see
I'm
like the
in trouble.
green. Oh, well. So coming up next month is our version 2 of this year's CreatorCon. So we had Knowledge 20 in May, and we did that virtually. And a big part of that, especially for us, is the CreatorCon section. And most of you who will be watching this, you know, that's our bread and butter, is the stuff for developers at the Knowledge event. And so we're going to have, you know, typically during the Now at Work timeframe, which is starts in October, we, you know, we're part of those Now at Work events. And this year we're going to run our own individual separate day, 1-day event. And that is on October 27th.
27th.
And we'll have more information about that out to you soon. If you're were registered for Knowledge, you should have already received a email notification either yesterday or today. I know I got mine recently. I don't know when because I don't remember things, but look forward to that. And we'll have some stuff on the developer site and many other places. It'll be hard to miss. But Lisa's building a workshop for that. Is there anything you want to tell us about that workshop other than you should definitely do it?
Aside from do it, it's, well, the thing is, Process Automation Designer is a little bit like we had other products come out. We do the foundation first, make sure it works, and then we make it pretty. So the first iteration that we have is probably not quite built already yet, but there's a bunch of things that you can still do. And if you have your developer that can help you, you can do quite a lot with it. And I think the workshop will have something for both personas. So some of the labs are easier and some are more advanced.
Awesome. Well, let's get into it. So I'll start sharing my screen and desktop. Let's go sharing. Let's go sharing. All right. So in order to prepare for this today, what I did was, this is one of our subprod instances. I ensured that I had all the plugins I needed. And Lisa told me that she had done, and I know I've done this, but I didn't know that other people had started doing this, which is really awesome. You have set up a flow that installs plugins for you because of the actions that are available in the CI/CD spoke. One of those is install plugin or activate plugin. And so you've using that to set up things like Process Automation Designer in your instances, right?
Yeah, that's super handy. I activate the process automation things, the playbook things, and also virtual agent because my app also uses that.
So there
Oh,
are
nice.
separate plugins for Playbook. Because I activated Process
Yeah.
Automation Designer, but I went to look for the icons and get Playbook into the workspace, and it didn't work. So I must have missed that one.
There's one that's called Playbook Experience, I
Playbook
think.
Experience. Yep.
Okay.
And I made sure to install that one too. So I got that one installed a bit ago. And then I created a workspace. I haven't customized this workspace. So we might actually need to do a little bit more work in the workspace just to make it useful. So to talk about our process, the way it works is you start off by going to our Meetup portal. Meetup portal is somewhere around here. Meetup portal. Oh, this is probably the old one, isn't it? Yeah. How do I get to the new one, Brad?
It's just /meetup.
You're the best. All right.
Hey.
So one of our catalog offerings in our developer meetup portal is for prospective meetup organizers to request a new meetup. So, you fill out some things like cookie monster at monsters.com.
SesameStreet.com.
SesameStreet.com. Oh, that's not right. I want no. Oh, I have to read the words. Create new group. You see, I do this. I request new ones a lot, right? What's the name of something in Sesame Street? What's their town?
It doesn't. Oh, that's a good question. Wow, I haven't watched it in a long time. Just put like Oscar's trash can or something.
I don't know if y'all out there appreciate this, but I love it. I definitely a little Sesame Street in my life. United States, Oscar's trash can. Let's do it.
It's easier to spell than snuffle up, I guess.
You might be here all day.
The strangest thing is we actually had the American version of Sesame Street over here in Germany when I was a kid before they introduced the German version. Then it wasn't good anymore. I don't know. Maybe I was just too old, but
there was a German version. That's awesome. I want to see that now.
I want to see that too now.
They have a bear and a snail and an owl, I think.
So I'm going to drop us into Flow Designer so that I can take a look to see which things are related to meetups in flows. And so we've got onboard a new meetup organizer flow, Subflow, it looks like.
According to Google, it's in Manhattan. I love our chat people.
Thank you, chat, for looking out for us today. So let's see. We onboard new organizer to an existing group. That's not what I want. How about meetup?
You want to look by...
Here we go.
App. There you go.
Here it is. I was apparently not looking app correctly. I thought I'd done meetup over here, but clearly I hadn't done it properly. So where's the meetup on board? That's the flow. Got it. This is the proper flow. Must have been on Subflows.
You were on a Subflow.
Well, that'll get me. I love Subflows though.
I do too.
Ooh, hey, we can talk about a pairs feature.
Copy Subflow?
No.
Oh.
So if you have any functions defined in, so inline scripting in your flow, after you upgrade to Paris and you load up one of those, it will ask you, hey, can I update your stuff for you in your scripts? And I say, yes. Please go do it. So scripts on actions have been updated.
What is that end action on line 4?
What is it? It's so it doesn't continue on.
I've never seen that. How long has
So
that been?
it's effectively a break.
yeah.
Been there forever.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's been there all along.
Is it hiding
I don't
under
think I've seen that
Flow?
either.
I think it's Flow Logic.
Yeah, it's under Logic.
It makes sense, but I've never seen it. Wow. Okay.
So should be
That way you don't need an else.
end. And it won't let you do it twice,
It won't
apparently.
let you do an
Double
end.
There's only one end. There's not multiple ends. You can't end twice.
The end is near.
Not in the same branch
which-
in any case. So
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense. in
Which
that.
developer had to put that in?
That's just a good tester, I think.
I bet a QA tester found that and was like, we should probably put in Logic for that. And then they did. That's pretty great. So here is the flow that I think I want to turn this flow. I want to break apart this flow
Mhm.
into my process automation designer. I think that's my goal. Because this flow is it's a little much. Like it's kind of a big beast, and it's a multi-stage thing that can happen over many months. And I don't want my flow execution sticking around for this for many months.
So, what would be your criteria for deciding whether a flow should become a process automation designer flow? What are we calling those things? Playbooks?
process.
Process? Okay. Is it the length? Is it how many branches it has? Is it looking for wait for state, or what in your mind says this would better be suited the other way?
So when I was building it, I said, man, this seems like too much for one thing.
I would look at that. I wouldn't say that, but okay.
Well, I've got a Subflow off of this, and then some of these things actually trigger some other flow. Like this is a little much.
Okay.
And to
Explain what you
me,
meant, so
the thing here is that this is when it's a whole process,
Mhm.
and you're trying to stuff a whole process that is a multi-stage process into a flow. I think that's where I am
okay.
aiming right now for what should be instead in process automation designer. And I definitely don't have enough experience in process automation designer to know where that border is yet. And I'm not sure that anyone is comfortable enough to answer that, but that's the right question that we should be
I think that
looking
will
at.
also be something that we'll be creating material on, guidance on in our team, and find like criteria. But the idea of process automation designer is to bring together processes that span multiple departments or multiple tasks or different records and cross groups. So the idea is to make the whole process and the life cycle of the complete process visible to the agent that is working the process,
Yep.
without
And
always
that's
going
sort
to
of,
the other records.
and that's what I'm representing. That's why I think that this is the right thing, because we've got multiple records here. We've got multiple people, and there's one person shepherding it, but it's several different tables and different tasks. So we've got an admin tasks table that this is creating tasks there at different stages, and then there's approvals. And what we're lacking somewhat right now is both the ability for that person monitoring it to like easily see where the health is of these.
Yeah, the visualization is a big piece of this.
Yeah.
The visualization. So I thought, go ahead, Brad.
I was just going to say, I think Flow Designer beats out Workflow in most areas, but one of the areas where Workflow, still does really well is visualizing a really big process. And then once that process is being executed, my process users can look at where it is in the process. So the visualization, I think PAD helps us, accomplish that same thing, but using flows to do it.
Mhm.
So let me walk through the process real quick, and then we'll see how we can break that up and pull it into Process Automation Designer. So the first thing is as we saw when I submitted that record, that's a catalog item, and there's two choices. There's an existing group, or there's not an existing group. So it's onboarding a new chapter, or just onboarding a new organizer to an existing chapter. So that's what that subflow is that we opened up earlier, is this one right here. Onboard new organizer to an existing group. Then let me minimize that. Then after that is onboarding a new chapter. So we look up who the agent's going to be, and then we send an email, and then we do an approval step. And then if it's approved, then we look to see if there's a record for the organizer already. If there isn't, we create that record. We create a task, an admin task, to perform some actions. We fire off an event. Then we do another approval step. And so there's this part in here is create a meeting. And then after the meeting is over, which is the end of that create task, we move into the approval stage. So both the organizer and us have to approve moving forward. And then if that happens, we create the group, and we create the group member record, and then we send an email to send some guidance and things. And so that's most of the onboarding process. So I have created a workspace for our Meetup app. And so I've got our Meetup events, our groups, users, and admin tasks. Probably will adjust this at some point, but this is what I have right now. And I think, Lisa, you said that I should probably adjust my process a little bit, because I need to run, I need to run Process Automation Designer off of a record in a table, and that it likely probably shouldn't be the rhythm for our case.
Yeah, probably not. You already have the regular fulfillment and stages and stuff for request fulfillment. And you don't want to track the life cycle of the request item, but you want to see the life cycle of the group.
Would it make sense to turn that into a record producer and then track those requests outside of the catalog?
Yeah, I think that might make sense.
Is that too much for today?
Well, designing the process, we're definitely not transitioning this whole thing today. Let's set our expectations. The goal for today is to create the shell process automation, and then probably link up one or two of the flows in there, and maybe the approval or the emails, something else in there like that. So that's my goal, because we're halfway through already and we haven't done any work. And I think to that end is we probably want to create the group right off the bat, and then just not have the group be active. So because our group is the record that we're going to be actioning. The other choice is an admin task. But I don't think that it feels right there. So I think it's going to be based off group. So if we want to start our process automation designer off of our group table, I assume I just fire up process automation designer and start going.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it then. Onboard Meetup use to manage onboarding new meetup chapters. And I'm going to specifically call out chapters, which is different than organizers.
Mhm.
Let's go. Trigger. Let's choose a trigger type. So I believe if I want to choose an existing trigger, I have to go and create those in the UI 16 platform view. But if I want to use, our standard, what's familiar to us from Flow Designer ones, I can access these here, which I think I'm going to want to do that based off of a record create right now on our table, which is going to be not either of those.
Okay, I think you need another plugin, and that is process automation for App Engine.
Yep. I learned that one. It's a small one. It has
I
to do
thought
with the
I
way that
installed everything that had the word
Nope, I
process
missed
in it.
that one too. That's probably one of the most common
Man.
questions in the Slack channel right now.
I know I installed the one for IT process automation designer for ITSM, but
I'm just
clearly
impressed Lisa knows it by name because she's run into it so many times.
Yeah.
not installed.
I think you have to.
App Engine. There it
Yeah,
is.
there you go.
That's the one. It
All
has to
right.
do with the way that the App Engine licensing is going.
Yep.
Man, I thought I had it ready. Thankfully, it's a
This
really
one's a quick
small one.
Yeah, this is a quick one.
It's just a license, but it allows you access to your other tables.
You may need to do a
Yeah.
refresh, but
I'm assuming I'm gonna have to relaunch this whole UI.
You should close that tab.
I did close the tab.
I wasn't fast enough.
you should unmute the audio, Brad.
That was a good joke reference for last week. I like it. A little slow.
All right, I missed that callback until you said it, Andrew. You're right. Close
Oh,
the
it's still
Hey,
there.
The
Close the
record's
tab,
still
it's all
here.
thing.
Let's see if I can set the trigger. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you can in process properties.
It even
Yeah.
tells me like it.
You're not. You
Toast
cannot.
message is in the way though.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Tables. All right. Group. Oh, this is disappointing. Well, I'm filing a enhancement request. Why do I have to ask someone to present us the actual table backend name? All of our
Oh, you're right.
maybe they
Table pickers, yeah.
intentionally made it the decision not to, but all of our other table pickers in the whole system show us the backend table name.
Because you could have 5 tables named request.
Because user usually shows up twice.
Oh.
Apparently they filtered that other one out that you shouldn't see, but
There
hey,
you go.
look.
Yeah, now we have a problem. Take a screenshot.
Because it is actually one of these two.
Yeah.
What's the name of?
You'll know it by the field.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the right
that ain't
one.
it.
That's not the right one. That's an agile group, so that's the system group. So maybe it's this one.
Yeah, that's probably sys user group.
Nope. All right. Well,
Nope.
then what's the name of my group table?
Is
Thought
it
it was a
Meetup group?
Is it Meetup group? Type Meetup.
It's not. It's something else, which is
Chapter?
hilariously bad. Meetup groups.
Groups is groups.
Groups.
Great. Without your table picker name.
Yeah, it's just called group.
Okay.
Well, I thought I picked both of these.
We tried that.
Yeah. It's definitely not that one. There's not a cost
No.
field. We did this one. It's not this one either. Where's my table?
Hmm.
I am not happy.
Maybe
Yeah,
add
there are 3 group tables in this instance,
and we're only seeing 2 of them.
and you are seeing the 2 that are not the one you want.
Are you in the right scope?
Yes, otherwise this record wouldn't be editable.
Developer meetup.
All right.
Developer meetup.
Just checking.
Fair question.
Well, I guess chapters. And I'll be kind. Hey, Brad, should I close the tab?
Hashtag blue.
I'm against tab closing, but apparently it works.
Yes. There isn't a record in the standard UI that we can go pick at, is there?
Well, I'm sure there is. We
Like
just have to find it.
Yeah.
Okay. I cannot reach my table.
Can you get to the admin tasks just for funsies?
Yeah, see if anything in this app scope is available.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit create new process.
Because you wouldn't want to mess up the one that doesn't work.
Meetup. Well, just to start from, scratch.
I wonder if you could see it if you went and defined a trigger type.
No admin tasks. No chapters. It can't see my records.
See any tables from this app? That's bizarre.
Okay.
Let's go see.
Can
Lisa, have you built
scopes?
the trigger types before?
I haven't built a trigger definition. I have only, but I have worked with a custom app, so that's definitely not the problem.
Trigger definition. Open that up, Andrew.
Well,
see if we can build one. If you're
the plugin should have done a cache, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I wonder if there's. Can we hit any custom
Any
app
custom ones at
tables?
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like a licensing thing.
Well,
that
that's
we
the
have to-
plugin
that's
that
what
we
the
just
app
activated.
engine. Yeah.
Yeah, but is there something in subscription management where you have to say, hey, these tables
these
are
are
associated
allowed?
with the license? I don't know.
Let's see. Of the places I thought I was going to hit trouble today, this was not it.
It's always the places you never suspect.
Nope. What's the name of a different custom table?
This is
that instance.
There's an
anything.
MVP. Type MVP and see if there's a table in there.
Nope.
Okay, so let us build our own custom trigger, because why not?
Just to see if it's available there.
So if we go over here and do triggers, we should be able to process automation trigger definitions, create a new one.
I've never been here before either, but
the places. I will go.
Suddenly he's become Dr. Seuss.
Okay, sure. Record create, save and choose trigger conditions. Let's do it.
Yes.
This looks eerily familiar.
Yeah. Without any table names in it.
Is there a reference qualifier on that?
That's where I was going to go next too. Who's filtering?
Dun, 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 dun. How are you being filtered, little friend? Let's Do the do. Give me the
Table
show.
choices script. Trigger tables include none equals true. So let's go look at the script include trigger tables.
Yeah.
Every time I see trigger, I think of Roy Rogers' horse.
So why are you a thing? Not new. I'm not creating a new script include. Come on. Hey, I just see the primary button and I'm like, I gotta click it. Primary button. Go.
Oh, it's
Protected.
protected.
Curses. You can't see it.
All right.
I'll take a look.
Well then.
You're gonna hop on and see if you can see it?
I mean, I am not going to do that.
No, I wouldn't either.
I will do it.
But there's got to be. Let us consult the Oracle.
Can you check the plugins again if you have Process Automation Designer Core Runtime, and maybe
Sure.
try the playbook thing? Maybe the
Sure.
playbook thing will help.
The playbook thing. That's very
Playbook
descriptive.
experiences.
Playbook experience is installed. I made sure. But we'll check again.
Process Automation Definition Shared.
Let's definitions shared.
Okay.
Process automation core.
Or
Runtime. App engine.
Hmm.
Flow formatter.
There's 5 total.
Looks good.
5 total whats?
Pad tables or
Oh, okay.
plugins.
Playbook experience is installed. I think I have the things.
you could always try removing that attribute, the table filter script attribute.
I mean, I totally can. Don't
No,
do this
no,
at home. Don't do this at home, kids.
no.
There might be licensing implications, but
Do an export XML first, just so you have the original record.
that is a good pro tip right there.
Make a backup.
And
Can you tell who's been burned by this before?
goodbye, friend.
I need to go find another instance. Get that record back. Okay, let's see how that changes the behavior.
Close that, and then we'll return back to our process.
We had to pop a few things off the stack for that one. Oh, trigger.
Clearly, I'm going to have to do a follow-up show to this one where we actually get to build things.
And is it filtered? Oh, it's got names.
It's got names.
Okay, so we know the table filter script is part of the responsibility of doing
it
names.
is.
I didn't know that.
Chapters.
Yay.
Yeah.
Do you want to set a condition for it being not active?
No.
All
New
right.
record.
New record.
All new records are going to go
All
through
right.
the process.
What was that message it just said? Your trigger's table name something something.
I actually didn't read it. I'm sorry. I didn't read it. I am a regular developer. I see a warning. Close it. I don't care. Add a new lane. Let's do it. New lane. Label. Oh no, names of things.
Well, what are the stages of your
Holding
process?
There's like the
initiate.
bucket. Yeah, the like pre-queue. It's the
Start.
holding pin before we even look at it.
just-
Andrew, can you move the right side of your window over to about where your battery indicator is in the top?
Absolutely.
There
How's
you
that?
go.
They won't see the untitled lane. Oh, I see.
All right. How about
Stage 1.
restart? I don't know. When to start?
Triage.
Immediately. Let's do it. Ooh, triage. It's not a triage. It's just a holding pen.
Call it holding pen then. I don't get
Pending.
change it.
Holding
I like
pen it
holding pen.
is. All right, I've got Elaine, and then we've got
Your triggers table
Meeting.
is in the process application scope. Select process properties to change the table of your trigger. Process application scope. Why would it? That almost reminds me of when you're in a scoped app and it gives you a complaint about glide.rhino or global.rhino. It's like, what?
Just FYI, I never encountered that error.
Did you?
Hey,
I had a
Well,
couple of them, but that one's new.
you know, I'm here for the new. It's great.
I have a pro tip since we only have like 10 minutes left for this thing. There is an activity called Placeholder, and you can put things in there and then replace with other activities later just to make your process look like something you're working on.
Oh,
and to
that's
like,
awesome.
draw out what kind of activities you're expecting in which lane, which phase.
Someone's been using this for demos, I can tell.
Yeah.
All right. So in the holding pen, we are going to, ooh, what are our choices? Let's look at our choices. Guided decisions. All right. Let's see. Ooh, instruction. I like instructions. Can I drag it up? Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Look at that. Instructions. Nice.
You can also rename it.
This does feel nice. So I'm going to give instructions to the agent, which is review Meetup chapter proposal. And, ooh, what are our choices? Well, immediately seems appropriate. And then we might do something else. And then as they're moving out of the holding pen, we're going to move into an approval activity. Should we put that in the, should we keep that in the holding pen, or should we move that into like another lane? It can't leave, it can't go to initial meeting until there's an approval. So I think that's the end of the holding pen.
I would say, yeah.
Is there, how do I get to?
I don't think there's approval there. So you
I want
would
to flow.
create.
How do I?
Yeah, you
how do I
create a
invoke a
new
flow?
activity on the top right.
Top
No, stop.
right
I am sorry.
activity.
In the add an activity field, you open that one, and then on the top
there it
right.
is. Bam.
Yes, but
Create
you
new
have to
activity.
have the flow first because you're picking it right there.
Oh, that's how you access the flows.
Yeah.
Approval flow. Approval flow. Let's do it. And let's choose our flow. Table name.
Your choices should be flow and action for table name. Is it not?
It says table name or document.
Use the
Is
drop
there
down.
anything in the drop down?
No.
No. Oh boy.
I think you broke it.
I broke it.
Wait for patch 2.
You can. No. It should actually give you a choice there between action and flow.
Right.
And then you can pick the document, which is the flow or flow action. I think you broke more than just the trigger.
Something's out of whack.
I might need to repair some plugins over here because that's
Well, let's use placeholders.
yeah. Let's add a placeholder because we can actually map out our process pretty quickly that way. So approval flow.
Remove more attributes, they say.
Remove. Nice.
No, don't do that.
No, don't do that. I agree. All right. So once the approval flow happens, I want to create a record. So I want to create a record on.
You want to start? Oh, this is in the new lane. Okay.
Yeah. So new lane is I need to create an admin task.
And Lisa, are we correct in assuming that when you're going vertically, it should be, isn't it after previous? Because there's immediately with previous and.
Yeah, you can have things run in parallel if you want
Okay.
to. Just a quick info here. This one would be creating the record manually. There's also automate create record. So nobody has to click yes or continue on that part. So if you remove this one.
Yeah, I don't want to have to click anything. So I need create record automatically.
Yeah, in the bottom.
Oh, automated create record. That needs to be up near the top.
It does say interactive and non-interactive.
I'm just saying automate needs to be higher up the tree than not automate. To me.
I is before N.
I want the automate stuff first.
Yeah, you can, with the 3 dots, you can remove it.
Goodbye, little friend. Automate create record, configure. Table name. And this will probably be it. Man, I set a low bar and we're just barely getting maybe close to it.
We got to stop underestimating the effort these things take.
The good thing about the placeholders is when you click on the configuration of the placeholders, you can later choose which kind of action or activity it's supposed to be.
Switch it to be one?
Yes.
Nice. And then you don't have to delete it.
Yeah, you don't have to delete it. It stays in the same place and you can just switch the type of activity.
It's like the placeholders in a holding pen.
Yeah.
The placeholder is in a holding pen. Look at that.
I'm learning more about pad than I in the last 15 minutes.
So I need to
last month.
This one. I need to create a task. Yeah, I need to create the task. Come on, not that one. Create task. Show me the stuff. So I want to, I'm going to make this just a little bit smaller for me. And I'm going to split this up. You go over there. You go over here. You go here. All right. So we're going to do a short description. Yes. Ooh. Yeah, I should have all that stuff from my trigger. Good.
But it's catalog variables. You don't have the catalog item right there.
Right, but I have the group.
Yes, if those fields are in there, then yay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be, I don't have first and last name.
Of the organizer.
I've got the city. So I'll have to create the organizer record before I want to create the organizer record too. Ugh. Not a lot about that. I'm going to move on. Assignment group. Description. Let's see how angry it is when I try and move these data pills across.
No.
It's exactly as angry as I expected it to be. It just ignores them.
I love the potential.
I even got a warning or an error on the other screen for trying that.
All right. Meetup organizer, blah, blah, blah. City. Nope, not activities. Context, reference, city. What the? What happened to my text? Oh, it's angry at me. All right, here. We'll, nope, I don't even have anything open. I guess I'll type words. Blah, blah, blah. Y'all know how to put data pills in. Let's do a couple more. Assign to group record. Oh, I have groups selected somewhere here. I do. So I'll need to add that over here so I can get to it. Do we have a lookup record?
I think so.
Doesn't that imply you also have some sort of looping?
Let us.
There's no looping.
That's what I thought. So there's no lookup records.
No, I think you can.
Lookup records.
Records. What would you do with multiple records, though?
My trigger table isn't in the process application scope.
What?
They're both in Developer Meetup. Oh, wait a minute. The trigger record
Is group, which is
wasn't there a second one, like a Developer Meetup reel, or you had a couple of scopes that were closely named.
There's a portal, and then did you make one for the workspace? Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm in Developer Meetup.
Okay, yeah. So the table's there. The trigger table is in the same scope.
It is. Should be. It's angry at me. It's
erroneous error message.
Lookup records. So this is a data record I need because I need a group. And this is system group. So group. Come on. Not member. Group. Sys user group is name. Contains intern. We'll do meetup intern update. So now I can actually reference that, and I'll do that one last update to that, and then we'll call it good enough for today. So assign to is going to be activities, our lookup records. If that returns, oh, it's records.
That's what I'm saying. What are you going to do with multiple records if you can't loop through them?
Yeah, how do I get to that thing?
I haven't used that one yet. I don't know.
Show list of records? I don't want to show list of records.
No, that's just for display in the playbook. That doesn't help you there.
Interesting.
What does the description say for the lookup records?
We've got multiple records on the ServiceNow table.
List of records and the number of records. Yeah.
Outputs is
and the outputs is list of records and the count of records returned. But I can't reference that in a data pill because a data pill doesn't know how to iterate over a list of records because, well, it shouldn't have to.
Yeah, but also you have assigned to and not assignment group.
Yeah, that's because I want to get the person from that group. There's a field on that group that I want to get a user record from. Yeah, I don't think I can do this. So what I'm going to have to do instead is I'll have to have a subflow that returns me some outputs of the stuff I need here.
Have a custom activity for that.
Yep. So let me end share and we will wrap up our discussion on this really quickly. So again, this is version 1 of Process Automation Designer. It shows a lot of promise. I'm excited to use it. But as with any version 1 thing, it's got you gotta ship the MVP and then get feedback on what it needs. And so I'm running into some places where I need some data that I just don't have accessible to me in the way that I'm expecting it. There might be a way to get what I want, but the way I am asking for it right now is not easy. So the way around that is either learn if there really is a way to find this, or what I'm probably going to do, which is what I said, which is I'm going to have a subflow that's going to get me all of the data I needed from the catalog item. So from that RITM, because that rhythm contains the data I need, and I need that stuff visible here. And so I'm going to have a subflow that does that for me. And I need a subflow to create the group record that I'm going to reference anyway. So it'll actually like feel part of this to have that subflow here is like one of the steps is, well, the rhythm was generated and it's done now. And now you have the stuff as outputs from that subflow will be inputs to my pad. So my process. Well, that looked cool. Any other comments about this, especially from you, Lisa, that you want to share real quick? It's okay if we go over a couple of minutes.
That's all right. I agree that this has a lot of potential, especially once we get the UI in place that is planned. So what we're seeing right now is a lot of known classic UI activity configuration, and that will also be overhauled in future releases. And when we get there, it'll definitely be more accessible to low-code and no-code designers. And I'm really looking forward to that because the screenshots I've seen, they look amazing, and the videos. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm interested to see what our developer community can come up with in the state that it is yet and now, and also the state that it will be in.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Lisa. And Chuck, you had a new Breakpoint come out this week, didn't you?
We did. We had Jivan Kaur from our upgrade product team. She was on Tuesday's Tech Now talking about Upgrade Center. Talked to her on Tuesday on that, Wednesday on Breakpoint. So we have sort of a follow-up, more of a one-on-one discussion communication. Next Wednesday, we've got a special episode about CreatorCon 2020 with Jason McKee. And then the following week, our own Andrew Barnes is on deck. So
well, only if I show up.
I've been recording this whole thing. That was it.
That's awesome. And the thing that we're going to be talking about there is going to be Hacktoberfest.
Yes, right on time, because I think your episode drops on the 30th. So right before October.
Brad, do you want to catch us up on Hacktoberfest?
Sure.
I remade.
So we are. Oh, Chuck's got his URL there. Hacktoberfest, something we've done last few years. So the developer program, it is it's a publicly sponsored by DigitalOcean to promote. It's promoting open source, the open source community. Basically, if you make Git pull requests to public repos, I think you get some swag. And so this year, as part of Hacktoberfest, we are encouraging people to do one of two things or both things. We're going to do integration hub spokes. So we'll have some integration hub spokes that you can, work on. And then we're also going to get into some now experience components. So if you, if you're a little more brave, you can get in there with some components and build some things. So we'll have more details on how you can be involved with that in the blog in the next couple of weeks. But that will be happening the month of October.
Thanks, Brad. I'm looking forward to it. I was looking around for my Hacktoberfest button, which I usually keep on my desk. And it's just not jumping out at me. So it's around here somewhere. I keep it handy and close because I love Hacktoberfest. And I love the shirts I get every year because yay, free shirts. So I will continue to work on and get more familiar with Process Automation Designer. So next time that I come on, I should make a little more progress. So thank you for all of the collaboration today. Let us rate the drinks. My rating for my work in Process Automation Designer is not high today.
You don't get the quarter point bonus?
I get no bonus.
You can review my workshop, then you can learn something.
Yes.
Ooh.
Look for CCW 1001.
Yes.
All right.
Round the horn as usual, Brad?
I had the Oktoberfest with the clinking mugs, and it's a good solid 4.
Nice. How was yours today, Chuck? You're was it Dos Equis? No, Modelo.
Modelo. I prefer it with a little bit of lime in it. That's the way it is at the Mexican restaurant when I go out and get good food. This is better with some Mexican food, by the way. That's
really
the way
is.
I go. Or if you just you get back on the catamaran after snorkeling, it's really good there too.
Oh man,
of course, any beer is good after you have salt water in your mouth for a while.
You were calling to me there with that, Chuck. I've missed the vacations and catamarans.
Yeah, I'm getting stir crazy a little here too. The rating on that one is a 4.0. I like.
Oh, nice. Yep. And Lisa, how is your little beer?
My Bierchen is good as always. It's a solid 4.25, I think.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
My vanilla milk stout is clearly a well-crafted beer, but vanilla milk stout is not a thing I would purchase for myself, and therefore it's a 3.5 for me.
Well, then maybe I invite you to purchase one for me.
I all future vanilla milk stouts that end up in my house will get sent right over to Chuck's.
It doesn't sound tempting at all. Like
yeah. And in my mouth, not either. So thank you everyone for joining us today. We're sorry about the little audio blips in the beginning, and we invite you to join us for Hacktoberfest next month, as well as the CreatorCon. We're definitely going to be engaged in both of those things highly in October, so reach out to us and join in the fun. We look forward to collaborating with all of you during Hacktoberfest and CreatorCon, and have a great weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.